What's up YouTube, DMLX here, and today I'm presenting my theory on how the Keyblade War will go down in Kingdom Hearts 3. I was going to make this video on this topic a few months back, but held off just in case more information dropped for the game. Oh my god. Whew, thankfully I did. So basically this video is going to be me predicting what will happen from the events of the Keyblade War leading into Scarlet Kylo. This should be a fun video, so without further ado, let's get into it. As we venture off to the Keyblade Graveyard where the second Keyblade War will take place yet again, I believe at this point in Kingdom Hearts 3's story, Master Xehanort and the rest of his 12 Dark Vessels will stop their pursuit for the new 7 Hearts, who I'm assuming are Rapunzel, Anna, Elsa, Merida, Tiana, and Moana, based on Tetsuya Nomura's comments several months back, saying that the new 7 Hearts are, and I quote, the new 7 princesses from the next generation.
Sorry, Pocahontas and Kita, you just don't cut it.
Which is a shame Nomura is sleeping on these 2 princesses because these beauties are
thick. I can't even pass on her. She walking around with all of that.
Anyways, where was I? Oh, and I didn't mention Kairi because based on the trailers, she'll most likely end up being considered a Guardian of Light. That Keyblade isn't just for show. Speaking of the 7 Guardians of Light, I believe the 7 Keyblade wielders will be Sora, Riku, Mickey, Kairi, Lee, Aqua, who will most likely be saved by Sora in the Realm of Darkness, after Sora defeats her Darkling form.
Can't wait to beat Aqua's ass.
And lastly Ventus, who Sora wakes up in Castle Oblivion with the aid of Aqua, which I'm guessing will be reverted back to Land of Departure, along with Donald and Goofy by their side for support. So instead of 7 verse 13, it's now 9 verse 13, making the fight a little bit more fair.
Well, we're supposed to do that.
However, for some reason, a few fans are speculating that Donald and Goofy are Guardians of Light, when that's simply not the case. This is called a Keyblade War for a reason, and the clash between the 7 Lights and the 13 Darknesses to force a true Keyblade can only work if both sides are represented with those who wield Keyblades. On the other end of the spectrum, we have the 13 Secrets of Darkness, and to the best of my knowledge, I can confidently say that the roster includes Master Xehanort, Xemnas, Ansem Seeker of Darkness, Xigbar, Young Xehanort, Vanitas, Sayax, Marluxia, Larxene, Luxord, Vexen, Demyx, and Xion.
But DMLX, what about Terran?
Shh! Don't worry, we'll get to that. Also, like Donald and Goofy, I believe Riku Replica is there for more support as well. And from the looks of recent trailers, it seems like he has the ability to summon an army of Heartless. I wonder. Hint, hint, hint. Moving on, as our heroes arrive to the Keyblade Graveyard, I believe the first Secret of Darkness member they encounter is none other than the old man himself, Master Xehanort. And then, he starts monologuing, he starts like this prepared speech about how feeble the Guardians are compared to him, how inevitable their defeat is, how Kingdom Hearts will soon be his, yada yada yada. And then summons old ruins from the ground with his 12 Dark Vessels by his side, and then creates a platform for himself to stand on to watch the second Keyblade War commence from below, like a sports fan sitting in nosebleeder seats. Vanitas will then say his line about when their hopes have been broken by battle upon battle, that is when the key to Kingdom Hearts can be claimed. And to kick off the Keyblade War, I believe the revamped 1000 Heartless battle will be the beginning of the end, with Sora teaming up with Donald and Goofy, while the rest fight in duos, with Riku and Mickey, Lee and Kairi, and most likely Aqua and Ven.
But DMLX, how do you know Ven Aqua part of the battle?
Well, we can thank the Japanese marketing department for that. Even though we can only see Ven in the hero circle during a Japanese Kingdom Hearts commercial, I guarantee Aqua is by his side out of frame. Moving on, after Sora and Donald and Goofy defeat a certain amount of enemies, I believe a cutscene will then show our heroes being overwhelmed by Heartless and begin to have doubt they can win. Suddenly the scene cuts to a close-up of Donald, which then leads to him putting his whole being into an attack, Axel style, wiping out all the Heartless, nobodies, and unversed in sight, but at the cost of being left unconscious. Which then leads into phase 2 of the Keyblade War, where the 7 Guardians of Light face the 13 Seekers of Darkness head on, with Goofy staying behind to comfort Donald. Soon after, I believe a boss rush of some sort will take place where Sora takes on various members of the organization. Based on the chess pieces surrounding Sora's piece in the beginning of the Big Hero 6 TGS trailer, I'm going to assume you fight Luxord, which was seen in a commercial, Young Xehanort, Sayax, Vanitas, Marluxia, and Larxene, while the rest of the organization members appear in cutscene battles. For example, we see Riku fighting his replica, as well as Ansem Seeker of Darkness. Honestly, there are so many matchups I would love to see take place during the Keyblade War, like Sora vs Young Xehanort, maybe have Xigbar run it back with Aqua, Kairi fighting Larxene, and I wouldn't mind seeing Lee toast Vexen again.
Yet we still are. But now you can be nothing instead of just being a nobody. You're off the hook.
No! Please don't! Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I don't want to. Goodbye.
Moving on, at some point Lee gets blindsided by Shion and is ultimately put down by Xemnas. Maybe Saix will have a change of heart as he sees his once best friend being lasered to death, but honestly I doubt that's gonna happen. Because once Saix goes berserk, the act of reasoning goes out the window. As the battle rages on, Master Xehanort then notices his 12 vessels are losing the fight, which then leads to him to transform into Terranort, using Terra's stronger, more youthful body to take full advantage of the power of darkness. Apprehends Sora, Ventus, and the rest of the Guardians of Light with dark chains, an ability that was teased in 0.2 when Terra was holding back against Xehanort. But before Xehanort can complete the final clash between the 7 Lights and 13 Darknesses, 2 more heroes emerge to lend the Guardians a helping hand, Roxas and Terra's Lingering Will. Now it could be entirely possible that both Roxas and Terra's Lingering Will show up at the start of the Keyblade War, but from my perspective of the footage that was shown in the trailers, I think they're going to be set up as a surprise for the players and Deus Ex Machinas for Sora and the rest of the Guardians. With Roxas coming in late after being recovered from the Data Twilight Town, and since Terra's Lingering Will stayed in the Keyblade graveyard for the past 10 plus years, I'm sure once he sensed the clash between the 7 Lights and the 13 Darknesses, it most likely prompted him to take action. And with all these heroes coming together to fight Xehanort, it makes the ending of the Dream Drop Distance opening cinematic a reality. With that being said, after Roxas and the Lingering Will join the battle, I suspect we get another boss rush where we face off against Xemnas, Answer Seeker of Darkness, and Terranort. In the aftermath, Terra will find a way to get his body back, and our heroes will think they won the war. But suddenly a tornado of Heartless is summoned and swoops up Sora's friends, possibly killing a few in the process, signifying Xehanort's last attempt at completing the clash, along with Sora reaching his breaking point. At this point Sora is all alone, and starts to feel powerless without the support of his friends. But moments later, Sora decides to pull himself together and use the hurt of his fallen friends to fight on, but it's too late. As seen in the trailers, Xehanort and his 12 dark vessels will become one, summon Kingdom Hearts, and claim the true Keyblade, ultimately leading Xehanort to open a portal to Scholastic Kylum, where he and his 12 cells can rule over all worlds for all eternity. Now the final battle trailer seems to suggest that Sora is all by himself in Scholastic Kylum, but I wouldn't be surprised if Donald and Goofy were by his side. The same goes for Roxas as well, or even a Final Fantasy character as a surprise for fans. All I'm asking for is one character to show up. Noctis, Lightning, Warrior of Light, Onion Knight even. Just give us somebody anymore, I'm begging you.
But DMLX, why didn't Sora get swooped up by the Heartless Swarm as well?
Simple, I think when Terra gets his body back, he is then targeted as a Guardian of Light. Think of it as Xehanort scavenging an extra light source, which leads to Riku sacrificing himself to save Sora from being Xehanort's last light, needed to forge the true Keyblade. And once Xehanort has completed the clash between the 7 Lights and 13 Darknesses, he would have no use for Sora anymore, and thus he ignores him, not viewing him as a threat to his endgame goal. Thus he and his 12 dark vessels becoming victorious in the second Keyblade War. However, with the true final battle taking place in Scholastic Kylum, I'm interested to see how Sora will become victorious in the end. So there you guys have it, that's my theory on how I think the Keyblade War will go down in Kingdom Hearts 3. Let me know how you think the Keyblade War will play out in the comment section down below. I know this theory is a bit rough around the edges, but I did the best I could when I tried to piece together certain events. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, it really helps me out. Subscribe for more content from me on Kingdom Hearts 3 and other games in general. I'm DMLX, I'll see you in the future.